Have you ever wondered why life is full of ups and downs? Why do we experience heartbreaks, painful losses, and unexpected failures? Is there a higher meaning behind every event? Or is it just a random series of chaotic occurrences? Ancient Stoics believed that nothing happens by chance. They held that every event, whether joyful or tragic, carries a valuable lesson. The key question is whether you possess enough wisdom to discern it. If you've ever felt lost, betrayed, or as if life is testing you, this text will help you gain a new perspective. By the end of this narrative, you will learn how to transform any difficulty into a source of strength, and why relinquishing control over outcomes is essential for achieving inner peace. The Stoics held a unique view of fate. They didn't see it as a mystical force or predestination, but rather as the natural course of events that one must accept and engage with. One of the most crucial Stoic principles is amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This isn't merely resignation to what happens, but a complete embrace of everything life brings, understanding that every event contributes to personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, the esteemed emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The blazing fire makes everything it catches into flame and brightness." What is the meaning of these words? They signify that any experience, even the most painful, can become fuel for development. Failures are not insurmountable obstacles, but rather stepping stones on the path to success. An individual always has a choice: to resist and suffer, or to accept the situation and transform. One of the cornerstones of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control, a teaching widely popularized by Epictetus. Its essence lies in dividing everything into two categories: what is within our control, our actions, thoughts, and decisions, and what is not, the actions of others, external circumstances, the past, and the future. Recognizing this boundary is key to achieving inner freedom. A significant portion of suffering stems from futile attempts to rein in the uncontrollable. For instance, in a job loss situation, one might succumb to despair, blaming the economic situation, their boss, or bad luck. The alternative path is to focus on the sphere of personal control, improving skills, seeking new horizons, and extracting lessons from the experience. The first path leads to despondency, while the second leads to resilience. The choice always remains with the individual. At first glance, the fabric of life seems woven from randomness. Tragedies strike suddenly, relationships crumble, and opportunities slip away. However, by stepping back and viewing the bigger picture, one can discern certain patterns. What once seemed like a curse often turns into a hidden blessing. Steve Jobs once remarked, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." Many prominent historical figures endured immense hardships that later became pivotal turning points in their destinies. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in captivity. Yet this very experience tempered him and prepared him for the role of a leader who united a nation. Thomas Edison suffered thousands of failures before inventing the light bulb, proving that each setback is a step toward success. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, was exiled and betrayed. Yet it was during this period that he created his most profound works. What if everything that happens in life, every difficulty, every delay, is actually guiding us towards something greater, transforming suffering into a source of power? This is the creed of the Stoics, the ancient sages. They taught that pain is not an enemy to be avoided, but a valuable resource capable of tempering the spirit. Seneca, one of the pillars of Stoicism, aptly remarked, Difficulties are to the mind what exercise is to the body. Recall moments when you were tormented by emotional wounds, a breakup, loss of income, or betrayal by a loved one. In that instant, it might have felt as if your world had collapsed. But looking back, can't you see how these trials forged your character? Didn't they make you stronger, more insightful, and more resilient to life's blows? In every adversity, a priceless lesson is hidden. Rejection teaches us patience, failure teaches perseverance, and loss teaches us to appreciate what we have. Unfortunately, most people are so consumed by the question, "Why did this happen to me?" that they miss the chance to benefit from their misfortunes. When pain strikes, ask yourself different questions. What lesson can I learn from this situation? How can I become stronger through this trial? How can I use this experience to improve my life? From theory to practice. Understanding Stoic principles is merely the first step. The real challenge lies in embodying them in daily life. Here are a few ways to begin applying Stoic thinking every day. During moments of life's turmoil, when clouds gather on the horizon, it's crucial to take a brief pause before succumbing to the power of emotions. A deep breath can serve as a saving anchor, reminding you that any challenging situation is an opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try looking at the situation from a different angle and ask yourself, "What lessons can I extract from this experience?" This approach will allow you to see the problem not just as a source of suffering, but as a valuable lesson contributing to your further development. It's important to remember that you are responsible only for your efforts, not for the final outcome. Let go of the desire to control what is beyond your power and focus on what you can change. Trust the flow of events, even if right now it seems like everything is going wrong. Believe that every challenge, every difficulty, is a step on the path to becoming your best self. Embrace the philosophy of amor fati, love of fate. Regardless of the surprises life brings you, welcome them with an open heart. View challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and development. Everything that happens in life, be it joy or sorrow, shapes you as an individual, even if you don't realize it yet. The struggles you face, the disappointments you experience, and even the losses that break your heart, all are an integral part of life's grand design. These are not merely obstacles in your path, but rather steps leading to new heights. So, the next time life unleashes a barrage of problems upon you, pause for a moment. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Change your attitude towards what is happening, shifting from resistance to acceptance, from despair to curiosity. For in every setback, a valuable lesson is hidden, and in every failure, the seed of future success. Remember, you are not a victim of fate, but its student. Your ability to accept everything that happens and to transform suffering into wisdom is what sets you apart. In every person's life, there are periods when the meaning of events eludes them, leaving only bewilderment. At times, doubts creep into the soul, making one feel alone, disappointed, and betrayed by fate itself. However, it's important to remember that everything has its time, and sooner or later, all the pieces of the mosaic will fall into place. Current difficulties, though seemingly meaningless, will quite likely become the very tempering that prepares you for future challenges and triumphs. Instead of clinging to illusory control, one should embrace the philosophy of amor fati, love of fate, trust the inevitable course of events. Even if the path seems thorny and unpredictable, it's essential to believe that it leads precisely where you are meant to be. It is crucial to extract lessons from every experience, apply them in practice, and reflect upon them. And when life's storms strike with full force, remember that it is not an end, but merely the beginning of a new stage, much like a sprout breaking through the earth. In conclusion, I would like to express gratitude for your attention and encourage you to remain strong in spirit, faithful to the principles of Stoicism. It is important to remember that no event occurs by chance, and there is a hidden meaning in everything.